All right, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So originally I had not planned to do any videos this week apart from the Shonen Jump One Piece stuff tomorrow. But I figured since I did promise several times that I would do a Lazarus read-through sometime recently, I felt like why not, since I felt energized today. I thought I might as well get to it and we'll get through some Lazarus, especially since I've been feeling the itch to get back into the series again. Mystic commented, howdy to you as well. Good to see you here. So yeah, few quick housekeeping things before we dive into the read-through proper. So I'll have a channel update and a new channel introduction video either up late this evening or tonight, or probably more likely sometime tomorrow. I'll have those up just because I feel like it's been a while since I've updated my channel video, so I want to give people a better idea of what my channel is about in case they decide to subscribe and everything. Michael said, greetings everyone. Greetings, Michael. Nice to see you too. The stream should be a lot of fun. But yeah, like I said, I'll have that out and have a channel update out with some dates, times, ideas for upcoming read-throughs. So right now, I think what I'm going to do is go through Lazarus and Alita first before I go back to any of my other series. Although I've put a few volumes of Yona of the Dawn on hold at the library as well. So when those come in, I'll probably dive into those. But with all that said, they'll come in other videos. So without further ado, let us pick up where we left off with Lazarus at Conclave Chapter 3, as we see 5703, 57 North, 0 degrees, 54, 51 East, the North Sea, Facility Triton 1. And you have Family Armitage, Population Family 03 Temporary. And you see Forever kind of holding her head as she exits the ballroom. And you have Hakim chasing after her going, Forever, wait! And she goes, I have to tell him what's happened. I have to find my father, Hakim. He goes, I know you do. I'll wait for you at Sir Thomas's grave. Sir Thomas's game, not grave. That would have been a very kind of dark meeting place, but all right. And he's like, please come if you can. As Forever marches off. And you have your talk with Savara Bittner go. It's like there's some minor issues outstanding, mostly regarding trade and proprietary tech, but she will come over to us. And he goes, pending the outcome of the conclave, yes. James and Bethany are on their way. And you have here, Father, as they both walk in. Bethany goes, this couldn't wait until tomorrow. And Malcolm goes, no, I need a confirmation before deliberation begin in the morning. Provided we can draw a clear sample, that shouldn't be a problem. And you see, thank you, James. Arthur. And it goes, Hawk's going to know the glass was taken, Malcolm. Malcolm goes, he won't be sure. He'll think one of the waitstaff cleared it. Even if he does, what are his options? If he's truly caught up with us on the genetics, this will simply confirm it. If it's pharmaceutical mimicry, he'll say we're trying to discredit him. I've been waiting years for this, Arthur. Believe me, I've accounted for everything. And you see, Father! As Forever comes in and goes, there you are. You left the ball. Everyone left. Something happened. Hawk asked me to dance with him in front of everyone, all of the families. He removed the braces on his legs. He didn't need them. I couldn't refuse. Our allies, our enemies, all of them saw it. They all believe he has tongue tie, excuse me. They all believe he has what we have, that he took it from Jonah. It's like, yeah, no kidding. And she's like, you knew what would happen. You let him humiliate me. Malcolm comes, God, I hate this asshole so much. Comes up and tries to placate and goes, that was not the intent. And you see Bethany going, oh, for the love of God, Forever. So Old Man Hawk put his paws on you and stared at your tits from point blank range. Big fucking deal. And she goes, you humiliated yourself when you went trapezing around with Hakeem Moray. Jesus Christ, you're practically riding him on the dance floor. And Forever's like, I didn't. And Malcolm goes, Bethany Elizabeth Carlyle, that is enough. You will apologize to your sister. You will apologize to your sister right this instant. And you see Bethany going, "It's the truth. We all saw it." And he goes, "Now, Bethany." And she kind of glares angrily and kind of does a half-hearted sorry as she turns away. You have Malcolm going, "Don't listen to her. She's angry because she has to work tonight. We knew Hawk would have to make the gambit in public forever. I thought you understand that would mean he would make it as grand a gesture as possible. It's my fault. I should have warned you. I'm very sorry." And she goes, It's all right, Father." And he goes, "The night is still young and we've work to do here. You should go out, enjoy the evening. I believe there's a poker game, something like that." And she kind of smiles a little bit and goes, "It's Sir Thomas's." He kisses her on the forehead and goes, "Don't stay out too late." I really, really hate this asshole. And you have Michael going, "What a shit group of people, good God." And Mystic being like, "Yeah, big time shit. Honestly, yeah, I hate all of them so goddamn much." Whatever. So get back to the poker game. You see check, 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 and raises are being poker chips are being flung into the middle of the table. And you have 200. Who will stay? It's like, "You're not losing me that easily, Mr. Lee." He's a call. It's like, "You, Xiaolong." It's like, "Are we what we call a chip bully?" And you see, we've not even reached the draw yet. "True, Captain Mueller. And if you wish to see it, you will pay for the privilege." And you have, "We're in." And I mean, Sonia's in. That's what I mean. And you have Sonia and Kosi stand together. Sonia's like, "Yes, I'm in." He's like, "Say call." It's like, "Call." It's like, "I will call also." It's like, "Your luck cannot continue." That's Mueller. It's like, "I don't think it's luck, Christoph." It's like, "I'll call." "We are right. Then let's hear it, my fine and fancy Lazari." I was honest. I have to admit, earlier today I was thinking, is the plural of Lazarus going to be Lazaruses or Lazari? That's good to get confirmation. It is Lazari. And you see Forever coming in to join. You see who wants how many. And you see Hakim standing over the side going, "Come join us in the peanut gallery." You know Burchuku Mehta, of course, or Burchuku Mehta. And Forever goes, "I do. We met when Minetta visited in 61. You're well, Burr?" And you see this tall Middle Eastern gentleman next to this woman in a hijab. And he goes, "I'm drunk on Sir Thomas's whiskey, so I'm very well indeed." And you must be Alima. He's like, Assalamu alaikum." And she goes, "Wa alaikum assalam." And you have, "It is a great honor to meet you, Commander Carlyle." And she goes, "Please, just Forever. I'm not sure honor is the..." And you have, sorry, give me a second. Alima goes, "But it is. I studied every Lazarus for my training, all of them. You are amazing." Forever's like, "No." It's like, "I'm blushing." And Amila goes, "I still practice on the Vasilovka infill excellent simulation your father gave." And you see Schwanzelcha 6 times now, 6 times in a row. The little cripple does this. A full house, 4 of a kind, a straight, then another full house. And you see, "You rely too much on your bluff, Captain." As Mueller goes, "You think I'm bluffing? Fick dich, you plate of shit." And you see Easy Mao, "Captain, we're all friends here." He's like, "We're not. You are D'Souza's Lazarus, Zeffirino. You and Sonia and I, we are allies, yet we sit here drinking Armitage's liquor, eating Armitage's food, and all around us are our enemies." And Amila's like, "Should we?" Forever's like, "No." And you see him going, "And we pretend we are friends. And why? So this genetic mistake can rob us? I could break you with one hand. It would do a favor to your family." And you see, "Mr. Mueller, you will not..." And he goes, "Thomas, please. I do not cheat. I do not need to. You drew for the straight and ended up with garbage. This is the 3rd time you've tried that and failed. You're a slow learner as far as that goes. Wenning could have taken this hand, but she cut herself out of a full house when she discarded her 7. And she's just like, "Oh, motherfucker." And he continues, "Now let's talk about you, Miller Christoph. 31, waste-born, parents deceased, father unknown, selected for Rausling military service, brought to the family's attention for merit while serving with Martins against Nkosi, selected Lazarus after 6-month trial following the death of your predecessor, Kaspar Wolf. I completed a spectrographic analysis of your perspiration and respiration over an hour ago. You're swimming in a soup. 3 tocopherols, 2 toctenerols, 2 sarvis, all courtesy of Dr. Hawk's benevolence. It's a lot of enhancement, at least for one kind of performance. It also counts for your difficulty controlling your temper. I've also matched the traces of perfume on your skin and clothing that, combined with 1 or 2 of the other drugs in your system, is, shall we say, suggestive. Shall I name the lady in question, or would you rather apologize for calling me a plate of shit? Oh, I love him seeing being put in his plates. Oh, and you see he's silent for a second before he goes, I apologize for my accusations and behavior, Mr. Lee. The table's silent again as we have Zeffirino going, you have no idea how lucky you just got. You have no idea what Zhao Long can do. And you're wrong about something else, mate. We may not all of us be friends, but we're the closest we've got. We're Lazarus, and that makes us different from everyone else in ways they will never understand. We know our loyalty, same as we know the purpose we serve to our respective families. We may all be set to killing each other before this is over. We'll all do as we're ordered. Doesn't mean we'll have to like it. Oh. And you say, Sonia, I believe it's your deal. And you see Hakeem going, I'm thinking of taking a walk. Would you care to join me? And you see him and Forever walking off hand in hand. So you have 333, 4444, 44555. I think there's a counting out the cards. You have the weather's turning. Looks like a storm. Is that why you're nervous? And you see him just walking on this little roundabout on the platform. And Forever goes, there's talk that your family will go back to Hawk. He goes, it will not happen. And you see them leaning in as he goes, I would very much like to kiss you. Would you permit me to kiss you, Forever? And she goes, please. As he leans in, we stand a man that asks for consent. I gotta say, one of my other favorite parts of Lazarus is definitely the relationship between Forever and Hakeem. I feel like a lot of other series I've read or read tend to make the romances feel super artificial. And I think Lazarus is one of the ones where it has made it feel very, very genuine, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I dig this big time. And you see after the kiss, he's like, I hope that was all right. And she goes, yes. And he goes, I was afraid. Oh, God. This is just punching me in the gut. As he goes, I was afraid I would taste of metal and oil. And she kisses him again as she goes, that is not how you taste. Oh. It's like, did I do it right? So, oh, yes, very well indeed. It's like, you're my first kiss and second. And he goes, may I be your third? And she goes, Hakeem, I may not want to stop. And he goes, I may not want you to, as they kiss again. Just, love it. Oh, God, yeah. This is the content I'm here for. See the next day, Forever's back in uniform, sitting at the table, staring out at the ocean. As you have, there you are. It's like, hello, Sonia. It's like, I looked for you in the gym, but you were not there. Am I interrupting? You wish to be alone? And she goes, not at all. Please sit. And she goes, I just saw Zolani. He says they're still in conference. 5 hours now. No one has come in or out of the room. And Forever goes, it's only the first day. I'm sure it took 5 hours just to get through everyone's opening statements. And she holds her hands up to summon a waiter. And she goes, might we get a fresh pot of tea and a cup for my friend, please? He goes, certainly, Commander. Forever asks, how was the rest of your evening? And Sonia goes, Zolani said the Zhao Long took us all by the ankles and shook until even the loose change fell from our pockets. But I want a hand. And she goes, I did not see you leave. I did not see you leave, you and Joaquin. It's like, may I ask, you and he are? And she kind of looks away and goes, I think so. I hope so. And you see, thank you as the waiter comes back with their tea. And Sonia goes, I very much hope your brother will be returned safely then, that there will be no escalation, no need for a trial. And Forever goes, what do you mean? And Sonia goes, "It is nothing. I'm speaking rumors. Forgive me." And Forever asks, "What rumors have you heard?" And Sonia goes, "My sister and Tiago de Souza shared breakfast this morning. I heard them saying if Dr. Hawk has what your family has, Moray will return to our alliance. It is only what I heard my sister and Amigo de Souza's youngest. They are not privy to." And you see, they've adjourned as they hear a beep, beep, beep on the little pad they have. And there's definitely some of our work in his system, no question. But it's going to be very difficult to prove what's proprietary and what isn't. Without a smoking DNA strand, it won't stick, Malcolm. Hawk will respond by reminding everyone that he was part of the longevity project back in the beginning, that he coded some of the original sequences working with Abby. He'll claim this is the byproduct of that work, that it's not stolen but earned. You see Malcolm kind of grimacing as he goes, "Not ideal, but expected." He goes, "Forever, come with me, please." It's like, "Yes, father." He goes back to the room, goes, "Close the door. Sit with me." And he's like, "Father, is everything all right?" And he goes, "I need you to do something only you can do. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be dangerous. And you must do it flawlessly, daughter. I cannot emphasize that enough, Forever. There is no room for error or hesitation. Believe me when I say either will bring ruin to our family." And she goes, "Tell me and I shall do it." He goes, "That's my girl. Once all the families are back in session tomorrow, that's when you'll do it." Oh, is he going to have her assassinate? No. Assassinating Hawk would be, maybe. Michael commented, "The emotions and feelings displayed in the book feel genuine, even if a character is possibly faking it. Helps you buy into and get caught up in the drama." That, I'll admit, is working very well. As Mr. Commenter, Rookwood knows what he's doing. Yeah, he definitely does. If it does turn out to be fake, well, that's going to break my heart. Like, just rip it out if it turns out this is going to end tragically. But you see Forever out in the rain on the little railings of the little outpost as she's jumping and climbing up to the higher levels. Okay, oh no, she's going to kill Jonah. Oh, that might be it. So you see her climbing up to Hawk's little room, and you see one of the guards mercilessly beating up on Jonah. And you see him just kind of going to the window as he's wiping away the blood. And he's going, "Fuckers, you fuckers. I don't want to be hurt anymore." And you see Forever dropping down as she goes, "It's funny. I've thought the same thing more times than I can count." And you see him just going in to hug her as he goes, "Forever, oh God, oh thank God. He's like, I'm sorry for everything. I'm so sorry." And she goes, "So am I, Jonah. So am I." She takes his little needle and just jams it into his back and injects with a hiss. As you see, end of Conclave Chapter 3. We get to Conclave Chapter 4. And you see a thunk, thunk, thunk as Forever goes deeper into the ship's bowels and recesses. You see her opening and closing doors, making her way in, and carrying Jonah with her in a little body bag. And as she opens it up, it's like, ugh. I was like, "Forever?" He's like, "What?" It's like, "Ow, ow." As Forever just grabs him up by the hair. It's like, "Ow, Forever, stop." And she kind of just holds him like this with the prisoner, pushes him forward. He's like, "What are you doing? Stop." And she kicks him on the back of the knee or the back of the leg to bring him down to his knees. And he's like, "Stop." "Oh, God." It's like, "Oh, my God. Oh, my God." It's like, "What are you doing?" And she puts a gun to the back of his head as he goes, "He didn't send you to rescue me. He sent you to kill me. Father sent you to kill me." She's like, "Yes." He goes, "I don't want to die. Please, Forever. I don't want to die." And he's like, "Ah!" And she pulls back on his head and goes, "Fuck you." He's like, "What you want? You think I care what you fucking want? I should have killed you already. You're alive because of what I want. Any second now, Hawk's drug money is going to discover, or drug monkey, not money. Drug monkey's going to discover you're gone. And the moment he hits the alarm, that's it. It's over for you." And he's like, "Forever, please." And she goes, "I put a bullet in you and dump you to the ocean floor. You're alive right now only because I want answers, Jonah. You betrayed your family." And he goes, "I know, please." She was plotted to murder our father, to murder me. He's like, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Forever." It's like, beat Joanna half to death. He's like, I'm so... It's like, what? Excuse me, skip the page. And he's like, to start a war. It's like, forever, I swear to God. With Moray, your fucking coup. He's like, I never hit her. And Forever's silent for a moment as she drops and turns around. And he goes, I swear to God, Forever, I would never hurt Jo. She took care of me. She was the only one who ever did. I did it. I did everything you say. I did it all. I did it for her. Forever kind of just looks back at him and goes, did Jo send me this? And she shows him the email that says, he's not your father. This is not your family. And he goes, I don't know. Maybe she could have. And so she comes and grabs him by the scarf and goes, is it true? Is it true? He goes, it's not as simple as that. She goes, bullshit. It either is or isn't. I'm either of my father's daughter or I'm not. He's like, Forever, you were grown in a fucking lab. Bethany and James made you to father's order. Not his daughter. You're his tool. Oh. And you see her just completely taken aback by this. As he goes, I shouldn't have said that. He loves you. I know he does. More than he does us. And you see them both kind of just looking away, abject. As Forever goes, thank you for telling me the truth, Jonah. It's my turn to say that I'm sorry. And then she pulls the gun on him again. He goes, Forever, I have to do this. He goes, you don't have to do what he tells you. And he's like, I do. It hurts when I don't, Jonah. And he goes, it's the drugs, the medicine they give you, oxytocin, other things, I don't even know what they are, to make you love us, to make you loyal to us. And he goes, I want to live forever. I know I'm shit. I know what I've done can't be forgiven. But I've seen things. I understand things I didn't before. I never loved you the way you loved us. We both know that. But if you let me live, I will never give you cause to regret it. I will be your brother. Please, I'm begging you. And you see a deet, deet, deet as the alarms start blaring and the red lights start flashing. And she goes, it's too late. They know you're gone. I have to make it look like Hawk did it. Do you understand? It's what Father told me to do. And he kind of seems to accept it as he goes, and we must always do as we're told. And you see a door labeled Section 7 as you see a bunch of armed guards walking through, looking everywhere. You see them running through all the little roundabouts and everything. And you see in one of them, in case of emergency for cold weather evacuation, survival immersion suit. And one of them is missing from that little roundabout where they're at before. And you see Forever and Jonah on the outside. She's zipping him up in the suit. And she goes, you can inflate it like a one-man life raft. And he's like, what? And she goes, there's a tab. You pull it and the suit will inflate. You'll be able to float. And he goes, okay. And she goes, you need to stay under for as long as you can. There's air in the suit. You'll be fine. You'll sink when you hit the water. Don't fight it. The suit can take it. He goes, I understand. And she goes, I removed the beacon and the light. The storm will conceal you. Even if you catch the current, it's a long time in the water before you reach land. Conserve your strength. And as she's helping him put it on, he goes, are you going to be all right? And she goes, the whole facility is going into lockdown. Standard security precaution. We'll have confined all families and staff to their quarters while they conduct the search. I'll be fine. You could drown, Jonah. This may not even work. And he goes, is it scary forever when you die? She goes, oh, only the first time. He kind of grins and gives her a hug as he goes, thank you, Forever. And she zips it up as he steps off the edge and falls to the water below. She watches. And you see later that night as she's back in her room, James is laying out her little medicine routine for the night. So he goes, Forever, we're starting to worry. So Armitage's people have completed their preliminary investigation. They're lifting the lockdown. Everyone, families and their staff, and Lazarus are being summoned to the Great Hall. You need to get changed. I've laid out your pills for you. And she's silently changing. As James goes, Forever? Are you all right? How are you feeling? She goes, fine, James. I feel fine. And you see her as she's showering off. getting ready, and she punches the wall in anger. And as she does, you see her skin cracks and the blood starts bleeding, and it instantly starts closing up and healing. And she's just kind of staring at it as it happens, and then she goes and gets dressed. And as she heads out, you see Malcolm's the only one there looking out into the storm. As she asks, "Where is everyone?" And he goes, "They've gone ahead. I wanted to wait for you." Armitage released a preliminary report. They found Jonah's blood in the Hawk suite, signs of tampering with the access panels. And you see Forever going, "Hawk's man beat him." And he goes, "I'm not surprised. I assume it was you who stole the evacuation suit?" It's like, "Yes, sir." So that was inspired. Now it looks like Hawk was trying to cover his tracks, an attempt to make it appear that Jonah escaped. I know this was difficult, Eve. I know it hurt. He was your brother. He was my son. We're almost through. Just one thing remains. And I know you won't let me down. And you see Mr. commenting, "Jonah, lol, what a pathetic man. I don't know how I feel about Jonah in the situation. People like him are hard to get a handle on." Yeah, I'm going to save comments until I think we're like done the chapter stuff before I talk about how I feel. But yeah, definite mixed feelings on Jonah, because on the one hand, he is complicit and has benefited from everything that his family has done and all the crimes that they've committed. But at the same time, like, the fact that he was, tortured, experimented on, and he does seem genuinely remorseful, potentially having changed. Like, I don't know if I buy his whole act of like, "Oh, I've changed, become a better person," just yet. I think it's a little too early to call on that right now. But yeah, I don't know. It's mixed feelings, and I think that's one of the things I appreciate about Lazarus is that it doesn't give you easy answers on easy ways to, I guess, judge these people and their actions just yet. It makes them a little bit more complex than that, which is something, again, I appreciate. I don't think a lot of other series do really well. So I'm kind of interested in seeing where his arc goes first before I kind of get into that. But like I said, save it for the end. Mr. Comment, the rain looks so good. It does. It looks like a real rainstorm. The effects are really well done. So kudos to the artist for that. And it's great to see a shower scene with a woman that serves a purpose without being sexualized. Oh, if I could just get more of those, I'd be such a happy man. But yeah, honestly, Lazarus keeps blowing me away with how well everything's being done so far. So yeah, honestly love it. As you see, I want to begin by first apologizing for the inconvenience of the lockdown and to thank everyone for their patience while security investigated this matter. As you're all aware, Jonah Carlyle has disappeared. Security has now completed their review of surveillance footage and their search of the station. As arbiter and host to this conclave, I'm now prepared to relay their findings. First, that a search of the Hawk suite revealed blood traces matching Mr. Carlyle. Second, that the maintenance access in the Hawk suite showed signs of tampering, both within and to the exterior of the facility. This last being qualified by the fact that family suites are not subject to surveillance, but only the common areas. In view of these findings, it is my conclusion that Mr. Carlyle is no longer aboard Triton 1. And fourth, that no sign of Mr. Carlyle appears on any surveillance footage. Oh, whoops, did I do this the wrong way? Yeah, all right. Third, that during the search, one of the emergency suits used for evacuation was found to be missing. Fourth, that no sign of Mr. Carlyle was found on any of the surveillance footage. And that's when they qualified with they'll only do the common areas. It goes further, given the purpose of the conclave to negotiate a safe return to his family, this gathering must now turn its attention to the matter of his disappearance. Dr. Hawk, Mr. Carlyle was in your care and his safety your responsibility. What do you offer in your defense? And he goes, "I need no defense, Your Highness. This is a gambit by Carlyle to discredit me, to scuttle these talks, nothing less." And he goes, "He's scared. For 60 years, he's cowed you with a promise of longevity, and now I have what he held. He knows his power over you is lost. I can give you everything Carlyle has promised and then withheld. I can free you from his scientific tyranny. if you stand with me and my allies instead of with a man who will murder his own son in an attempt to discredit me. And you see, you son of a bitch. It's like, Father, Malcolm. And you see, that's what this is about, Jacob. Technology you stole from my son's body. And that's why you had him murdered. And that's why you had him dumped in the sea. To hide the proof. Malcolm, industrial espionage is one of our gravest crimes as defined by the Accords. The theft of a family's source of wealth, if substantiated, is grounds for war. The proof, and Malcolm goes, the proof is vibrating through his cells. Give me a blood sample in 24 hours and I'll prove it to everyone. And Hawk goes, you'll manufacture the proof, you mean? There will be no longevity code without me, Malcolm, or have you forgotten? Witness his arrogance. He refuses to acknowledge that my work could have replicated his own. Any test would be inconclusive, so it would offer another means of resolving this matter. And he goes, the Macau Accords allow it. Your champion against my own. Oh, god damn. If this is going where I think it's going. Oh. Malcolm goes, you have no Lazarus. And Hawk goes, true, but I have allies. This goes, Rich People 101 right here, lol. Yeah, that is to a T. And you see Hawk turning around going, who is willing to stand as my champion? And you see Savara looking over at Sonya, who kind of just exchanging looks. They look downcast. Oh boy. Okay, all right, this was not where I thought it was going, but still, this is going to hurt. And you see Forever kind of looking a little taken aback as Sonya steps up, and he goes, you were a little slow in coming to my defense, my dear. Just like your mother was a little slow in shifting allegiance. Let's hope you're faster fighting for your life. As we get to the end of Conclave Chapter 4, we have Conclave Chapter 5. We have Here Follow the Charges. That Hawk did engage in industrial espionage, that Hawk did steal technology proprietary to Carlyle, that Hawk then did murder Jonah Carlyle in an attempt to conceal their crime. To defend their name, Hawk has defended trial by combat. Hawk will name their champion. And Hawk goes, my family has no Lazarus to champion our name. Our closest ally has ever been the family Bittner. Their Lazarus, Sonya Bittner, will fight for Hawk's name, and in the defeat of Carlyle's champion will prove our innocence. And Malcolm goes, Carlyle answers this challenge. Our daughter forever stands in our name. And you have the combatants are named and the parties agreed. The results of this combat will be binding. The champions will make ready. All others will withdraw to observe the trial from the gallery. Refreshments will be served. Good Lord. We begin in 5 minutes. That's very, very Hunger Games vibes. And you see Forever and Sonya kind of exchanging sad, regretful looks as Malcolm goes, he did it on purpose. Hawk picked Sonya because he knows you've become friends. As he gives her the sword as she gets into her little battle uniform. And you see, just as he knows that Bittner plans to ally with us after the Conclave, he's reminding Sonya that Hawk and Bittner forces are still fully integrated, saying that he will order his soldiers to turn their weapons on Bittner if she fails to kill you, detailing precisely what he will do to her mother and sister if she throws the fight. She's going to try to kill you forever. And you have a point of order. The terms of this trial must be set. And you have the terms are plain, Dr. Hawk. Sonya Bittner fights for your innocence. Should she lose, your guilt is decided. Hawk will surrender all research and technology related to the Carlyle Longevity Code. This includes any byproduct that you yourself may currently benefit from. And he goes, that's understood. But what if we win? And he goes, then you have proven your innocence. And he goes, that is not enough. If Hawk is innocent, then Carlyle is guilty. They will have slandered our name. They will have violated the peace of this conclave. In victory, what would Hawk demand? He's what a son of a bitch, honestly. And you see him pointing to Forever as he goes, her. To the victor the spoils. Your daughter will become ours. In death we claim her body. If alive, we claim her service. Malcolm goes, the demand is absurd, Your Highness. And it goes, absurd it may be, Malcolm, but he has a point. By the terms of the trial, each of you fights for your innocence. Guilt lays with the defeated. The terms are set. Let the trial begin. And you see Sonia and Forever facing off. Sonia goes, I have no choice. Forever's like, we never do. She goes, you're my friend. And Forever goes, not today, as they both take their stances. See them rushing overhead, both overhanded. As Sonia goes in for the blow, Forever blocks it, deflects, and punches her in the face. You see them exchanging some more blows as Forever or Sonia. So they each manage to land one cut on each other, looks like. And you see above the little peanut galleries, they're all watching this fight go down. And you see Forever striking the score on Sonia's shoulder. And you see Sonia punching her back, and she sends Forever flying into a pillar with a crack. And Forever comes in and kind of kicks her in the midsection, does the same. Ooh. And you see her kicking her in the face as well as she knocks her back. And you see the fighting's kind of moving over to the stairs as Hawk's little aide hands him some kind of pill. And you see Sonia kicks Forever back off the stairs, and she leaps at her with the sword. And Forever dodges out of the way at the last second. And you see them looking at each other as they exchange blows again. And swords exchanging blows as they keep drawing more blood. And then you see them kind of trying to pressure each other to break the other's defenses. And you see Sonia kind of dropping one hand. Oh, what the hell's going on? So you see them trying to like grab this sword and pull it apart. And as they do, and they're struggling with it, you see Forever. Oh, okay, all right. So you see both of them trying to struggle to disarm the other swords. They both disarm at the same time, grab the other sword. And you see them exchanging blows again as they punch and kick. And Sonia slashes Forever across the back and draws some more blood. I wish I could do a better job of describing this fight scene because I don't think I'm doing the choreography justice, but it is very well choreographed. So you're just going to have to kind of believe me on that. Again, you see more blows exchanging, more defenses and blocks as they're fighting back and punching each other. Again and again and again. Oh. And you see at the last moment when Sonia swings, Forever goes right underneath her. Stabs the sword up through her belly, through her midsection, and impales her on it. And you see as she staggers back with the sword in there, kind of drops to her knees in defeat. Forever goes and picks up her sword to land the final blow. And you hear, stop! It's over. Everyone can see that. Stay your daughter's hand and spare mine. And you see Svara coming down as Malcolm kind of gestures to Forever to stop. Oh, God. And you see Forever kind of going and holding offering her a hand. And she goes, your sword is so light. I did not know what I was doing with it. And he goes, you knew enough to make me pay to get it back. He's like, do not make me laugh. And you see Malcolm going, Hawk must yield. And he goes, to you, never. That you do not wish to cost your new ally her Lazarus is of no concern to me. This trial ends in death. Oh, sorry, Malcolm commented, your champion is defeated. The trial is concluded. And you see Malcolm going, I appeal to the arbiter of this conclave. Your Highness, a judgment, please. And you have him going, and nowhere in the terms of this fight, nor in these words of the accord, does trial by combat require the death of a champion. We must therefore agree with Carlyle in this and call this trial ended. And you see Forever kind of helping Sonia back up as she's holding her bleeding midsection. Goes, Family Hawk is found guilty of the crimes as charged. They will surrender all that which they have stolen or face the consequences. Oh, what are you doing, Hawk? You see, as he's doing this, you see Hawk's holding that pill in his teeth. And he goes, fuck you. And then he spits whatever the hell it was onto Malcolm's face, and he goes, "That is all I will give you. That and nothing more. I refuse the results of this trial. I defy this conclave, this charade. If this is grounds for war, so be it. I speak for all who oppose your tyranny. We would burn this world before we see it fall to Carlisle." And as he walks away, you see Carlisle, Malcolm's kind of brushing away whatever the hell. I knew it. Spitting something on his face. He's got, "Mr. Cone, take James and my sister and clear the suite. I'll get my father safely to the plane. Jeff, forever. So Hawk just declared war, Bethany. Move now." And you see Malcolm trying to say forever. As he falls over, you start seeing foaming at the mouth. You see Father, it's like, "James, help him." It's like, "Father, please, Father, say something." It's like, "Please, Daddy, please." You see him falling over. So have mercy, interlude. Michael goes, "Love that there's no talking. It was from they stop mid-fight to have a diatribe of useless bullshit." Oh my god. Can you imagine if this was a shonen fight? They'd be screaming out their attack names, be like, "Oh, I'm fighting for this, this, and this, and I'm fighting for this." And they just have like these bullshit villain monologues, but no. I love how the silence makes it so much more impactful because you're not focused on anything else except not only the choreography of the fight, but also like the unspoken emotions between the two characters. So I really love how well done that was. And Mystic Contra, Lark can draw a fight. It's amazing what he does. Like I said, I did not do it enough justice at all with my comments on it. Like, I was bad at describing the choreography, but it was exceptionally well drawn and done. My Ruka predicted Trump's tantrum. Truer words. Oh my god, Hawk is just like embodies that kind of behavior. So you see, we were stopped at a checkpoint for 5 hours yesterday, west of Tallahassee. And you see, halt. Every territory treats us differently. Carlisle is arrogant and polite until I'm recognized. Moray's Catholicism verges on solicitous. And you see, exit the vehicle and line up alongside. You will be searched. But traveling through Hawk, you are never allowed to forget that the state religion is Dr. Hawk himself. And you see, my name is Sister Bernard. Our safe passage is guaranteed by the non-denominational aid and comfort amendment to the Macau Accords, of which Jacob Hawk is a signatory. And you see, they searched the rig and then they searched us. And he goes, "We know who you are, sister. If any of you move." And you see, it was the first time Sister Angelica had experienced Hawk's hospitality. And you see, "You'll be shot." And he goes, "I told her later that we'd been fortunate." And you see them the Hawk soldiers just kind of groping the sisters as they're searching them. And you see, Basilisk transmission, something alpha. Is this relevant? Anything? Well, she goes, "It could have been so much worse." You see, November 22nd, X plus 64, Florida. I have to admit, this handwriting is not super clear. In the lands of Moray, of Carlisle, of Bittner, the destitute are called waste. Such a cruel word, dehumanizing, dismissive, but in the end, it at least acknowledges the existence of those people who have nothing, who have been left behind. To those families, these may be people without use, but they remain. They still exist. Waste has potential. Waste can be heaven, forgive me, recycled. Hawk's world is binary. You exist or you don't. Citizens exist, citizens toil. Citizens build, labor, fight, all in service of the ideals of... The hell is that? That's supposed to say Father Hawk? Citizens are fed, directed, used, medicated. Thus to the citizen, Hawk has become everything. Father, protector, deity, the firm but loving mentor, the all-knowing physician. The citizen is told to love Hawk, to feel for him, for the terrible burden he has accepted that is their cause. Good Lord, capitalism in a nutshell. Yeah, take your medicine, says Father Hawk, and the citizen does as their father says. How can they not when they're made to believe it is his protection that has kept them from being interred in one of Carlyle's forced breeding camps? He has spared them the fattening pens of Moray's famine-driven cannibalism. How can they not when they are made for belief? How are they made to believe it is the pills of red, of blue, of black, and yellow that spare you from the toxins with which Carlyle has poisoned the earth? Do as keep saying Father, but it reads like Pater Hawk says, and be rewarded. The magic purple, the white and orange that will flood your body with pleasure will still soothe your mind. Keep. I don't know if that's supposed to say Pater or Father Hawk. I'm going to go with Father because I think that sounds easier. Will keep you safe. Father Hawk will defend you. Father Hawk holds all enemies at bay, will keep you from being forced to eat your own child, to lay with your brother. That is the citizen under Hawk. There is Hawk, there is the citizen, and there's nothing else. And those people we pass on the side of the road, those broken down dwellings spilling over with the malnourished and the sick, that is a trick of the eye. That is the product of a disloyal and quite possibly traitorous imagination. What we are, in Hawk parlance, non-persons. Good Lord. Okay, so you have Basilisk transmission, 011122264 Alpha Security, Black, sender 005 Nightingale, recipient Gladius Actual, eyes only. Message begins, encountered Hawk checkpoint at coordinates, manned and armed, sighted 4 heavy, 8 light, Hawk military. Note, non-militia, additional 2 concealed anti-armor, detained and searched but allowed to proceed, imagery attached, message ends. And you see they simply do not exist. And you see the next one in the little RV medicine thing they have. It's like, I already got a little one to take care of. I need you all to help me do it. Give me medicine or something. And you see the sister going, that's not a service we provide. He's like, but I can't care for 2. I just can't. You have Sister Bernard. It's like, you see it? It's like spina bifida, likely result of acute folate deficiency and general malnutrition. And you see her going, why don't you see Sister Angelina for a few minutes? You see November 25th, X64, Hawk Territory, Central Florida. You see the woman walking away with some pills. After Sister Bernard goes, when is she coming back? It's like, tonight, after you dealt with your own compromise. It's like, it's not the same. So of course it is, Bernard. We shall each be judged when the time comes, not only for what we have done, but what we have failed to do. And you see, did our Lord compromise? You see Matthew 22:21, render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God's. But Caesar would have everything, not only taxes, but more. Caesar would have it all, body and soul. And you see Caesar demands too much. And you see her scanning her ID as you have verifying pilgrimage identity confirmed, transmission as you have Caesar wants what I have pledged to God. What the hell is this? You see Aguilar Victoria L, lab authorization pass, asset designator Earthworm. Is she undercover? Huh. You see Basilisk transmission on that date, security black, sender Gladius Actual, recipient Pilgrimos, priority transmission. Message begins, war declared between Carlisle Allied Forces and Hawk Coalition as of 1948 hours GMT this date. Briefing to follow, standby, briefing begins. You have Pilgrimus activate Operation Raventor objective. Confirm Hawk Labs developing new variant strain H7N11. Order to raise RZ Point Tracer Havana mission, or to locate and recover Earthworm, collect the strain, and prepare for extraction. Recovery of sample, high priority. They've declared war. May the Lord protect us all. May the Lord and I fail. Jesus, help me, I am failing. I read the words Gladius sends me. My Roman master and I, his Christian slave, my service pledged in exchange that I may practice my faith, that I may give comfort, give aid, give help, that I might do as our Lord did. And at first I feel nothing, nothing at all. Then dread. Then I read the briefing and I feel terror beyond any I have known before. And the questions come. Why me? Why are they sending me? I am not trained for this. I am not adept at this. I am the wrong person for this, the wrong agent. I am no agent, no spy. I am a nun, and I fess a poor one at that. But there's no answer. There never is an answer for the kind of why. Gladius compels me to serve, and my choices are simple. Do as I am ordered, or do not. Do and risk peril, capture, torture, death. Do not, and give the family yet one more reason to suspend our ministry, to take from us the sight to offer our aids, to spread our word, feeble though that may be. And it is not our mission, and is it not our mission to help? And if what they tell me is true, and there is no reason to believe that it is, I know, but if it is, then is this not a mission of mercy? I was born the year of hawk's flu. My mother died of hawk's flu. Hundreds of millions died of hawk's flu. Is this not then an errand of mercy? Interesting. And you see archive, subbrief virology, subref, historical subref, hawk flu, classified briefing material. I'm not going to go into all the specific stuff there. The H7N11M influenza A virus is a man-made modification of the H7N9 and H7N7 influenza A viral strains. This resulted in a variant of exceptional virulence as well as zoonotic capacity that allowed airborne transmission from multiple infected sources, including horses, pigs, domestic and wild birds, and other farmed carnivores. Beginning in X25, the H7N11M virus pandemic lasted until X plus 29, infecting approximately 30% of the global population at the time, or roughly 2 billion people. Global fatality estimates run between 200 million and 400 million, though an exact accounting has never been verified. Like the 1918 Spanish flu H1N1, the virus predominantly killed previously healthy young adults as opposed to more traditional influenza outbreaks which tend towards fatalities amongst juveniles and the elderly. Coming as it did less than 10 years after the cessation of hostilities in the North American Dissolution War, and following on the heels of similar conflicts around the globe, the pandemic damaged the already fragile recovery. In many domains around the globe, this led in turn to a cascade failure due not solely to raw manpower loss, but also the loss of individuals with advanced training and specialized knowledge. Widespread slaughter of all animals feared to be carriers, famine, civil dissolution, rioting, and other effects were commonly felt around the globe, including, it should be noted, in hawk territory, where the virus was last to strike but no less virulent when it did. Center Intelligence concluded that the virus was developed at Hawk R&D D18 outside of Paducah, Kentucky, and further concluded that the introduction of the strain was likely deliberate. Intelligence gathered from the period out of Hawk territory reported distribution of inoculations to territory citizens as part of their health regimen, and the late spread of the illness into the region further supports this. By X26, however, this was insufficient to deter the progress of the virus. Comparisons of the virus with strains from X27 indicate natural mutation or drift, though evidence also exists to suggest Hawk had taken initial steps to prevent just such an evolution from occurring. And you see November 26, X64, Central Florida, Hawk Territory. Sister Mary Grace didn't ask, just turned the rig south at my request. Sister Angelina is beginning to understand. Perhaps she understood from the start. Perhaps she belongs to Gladius too. I don't think she does. I pray she doesn't. Let us at least one of us have some innocence left. We part ways in Miami. They'll continue on the circuit north and then west again. There's Lift in Las Vegas in January. I told Sister Mary Grace I would meet them there. God willing, she said. You see November 28th, X64, Gulf of Florida. I write this after all that has transpired, and still I wonder. God willing, God's will, how am I to discern it? The fear climbs my core, claws up my throat, naked claws at my throat, and makes me want to scream, steals the beauty of the dawn. Every checkpoint, every search, every time they look my way, and I'm terrified. But at every checkpoint, at every search, each time they look my way, they let me pass. That only makes it worse. It makes it so much worse. They search the jump kit and find nothing. They search me and find nothing. Is that God's will? Or are they walking me into their trap, waiting for the moment to call me false, to label me a spy? Oh boy. How or why, I cannot say. I have achieved Havana? I feel like I should have reached Havana. The old cathedral still stands, and of course they do. For Hawk citizens, he is the only religion. For those he has ignored, he allows them this. He allows them God, their only ally, places to worship but no one to teach. In the cathedral, there was a statue of St. Christopher, the patron saint of travelers, soldiers, sailors, a patron of a holy death. I looked on him and I was not answered. I looked on him and I was afraid. And you see, have you come to save me, sister? And she goes, even the lowliest worm is not without hope of redemption. What the hell are they doing? So they got some kind of combat map. I don't know if this is strike points or if this is where... yeah, I have to look it up and see what it is. Michael goes, it's Pater. Oh, that makes sense. Pater was the German word for father. That would make sense. And Mista goes, this issue is really weird and different, but I liked it. Yeah, Michael goes, yeah, I love the intensely personal experience of Sister Bernard. Yeah, it is. I don't know what to make of it yet. Like, I have to get through it, but it is kind of odd. You see, ID confirmed Earthworm, ID confirmed Pilgrim House. You have Earthworm going, I've been waiting 2 days. I thought they would send more. Don't they realize how important this is? Jeff, do you have it? He's like, I have it. Yes, I have it. This one is different. It's not the old one, not 8, 7, and 11. Yeah, what do you mean? This one, it's re-engineered. We went into the RNA. He had instructions for us, specific, everything. It's like him, Dr. Hawk, rewrote it from the RNA up, everything. So if you have the sample, and you have laughs, it's like, I am the sample. It's like, what do you mean? So you have to get me out. It's in me. I'm the sample. It's God in heaven. It's like, no, it's okay, sister. It's asleep. It'll stay asleep for another 70 hours or so. Then I become patient zero. It's like, you're not contagious? Like 70 hours, give or take. How's that for motivation to extract me? It's like, you have data, treatment, a cure. It's like everything on a microdrive. What we were developing, all of it. It's like, give it to me. Not on your life. Not until I'm safe. Not until... And you see unintelligible ambient noise, unidentified voice, and you have what's going on here. And you see when everything you fear will be discovered is revealed, it is a relief. You see, drop that weapon. You're both under arrest. And you see 2 Hawk soldiers, and you see the woman that came to meet the sister firing back with a no. Then the terror returns, awash in violence. You see one of the soldiers going down, and you have, I have been elbow deep in blood and gore, seen a living heart beat its last in a torn breast. I see the results of violence in every domain under every family. I will not perpetuate it. I will not be the cause of those wounds. I seek to mend with my own hands. And you see the guard firing back and shooting the other woman straight in the chest as she drops. She goes, so instead, I prayed, watching as Dr. Aguilar choked on her own blood, helpless to grant her aid or comfort, praying for a holy death. You see the sister kind of doing a surrender pose, like, up, get up. And you see that was not to be. It's like Hail Mary, full of grace. And you see it, doom, as a shot takes him in the head, as Dr. Aguilar, before she passes away, landed one final shot. She goes, don't move, I have my kit. And she's like, She's like, and he stabs her in the neck with something. What the hell is that? Oh, is that the micro drive? Oh, that's probably the, yeah. So it looks like she gives her the drive with everything in there. Oh, she infected her with it, so she becomes the carrier. All right. Oh. You see, in my imagination, I could feel what she had done to me. The sting of the injection lingering, festering, spreading. In my mind, I imagined the virus within me replicating, growing. It did not matter what she had said. How could I? It did not matter what she had said. How could it? When one is afraid, one loses reason. When one is truly afraid, all one has left is faith. We had been set upon in a church, and I left her body there, and I ran. She had been as frightened as I. I ran and I hid, and my fear changed and became anger. Anger at Aguilar, who had turned me into the very thing I had been sent to prevent. 70 hours, more, less, and when it was over, anger at Aguilar, anger at Carlyle, anger at God and my faith, dying even as I was certain I was. They had given me a beacon hidden in the jump kit, precisely for emergencies like this. Activated and reached the location I had been ordered to, and perhaps I would be recovered. I could be rescued, saved, and perhaps what Aguilar had given me would be enough, would allow for minds better than mine to deliver a cure. And that would be fine. That would make it right. But for one thing, the same beacon that could bring my rescue would certainly bring my end. The signal would call to friend and foe alike. It would be a matter of which reached me first. What choice did I have? What choice did I have but to summon the last of my faith and try? Ugh. And you see, and if this was God's will, this was God's plan for me, all I could do was surrender myself to it and play my part. All I could do was play it as best as I could. But there was that moment they found me, when to my shame, what faith I had left was lost. And you see her in one of those hawk red jumpsuits as she's wandering around. You see police cruisers surrounding her. And she goes, I was not angry. I was no longer frightened. I was simply certain that God did not exist. That is the heart of our mission, the core of our faith. When we speak of God, when we speak of Jesus, we speak of love. And you see her surrounded by cops. And you see someone coming in with this night vision mask, guns blazing as they take down all the cops. Yeah, but for all his mercies, I have seen the wrath of God. I have seen the wrath of God in a Lazarus, and I had to look away. The name Lazarus comes from the Aramaic Al-Lazar, God is my help. And you see Sister Bernard. Oh shit. You see, my name is Hakeem Murray. You are safe now. We really should be going, as he offers her hand up. You see from her finger is hanging a little cross. As we get to the end of Mercy, we get to Poison Chapter 1. Oh, boy, all right. What time is it? I'm debating whether I should jump into one more chapter or not, or save it for next time. Okay, all right, you know what? One more chapter. I'll get into Poison Chapter 1, just because I'm so intensely curious now where the story's going from here. As you see, map point model at the Duluth, Minnesota, family contested Carlisle Hawk, population family 0, population surf active duty Carlisle forces 240. And you see population Hawk, active duty Hawk forces, data unavailable, population waste, data unavailable. As you see it snowing, you see some more soldiers marching as they're looking around. And you see an explosion as a building in front of them just explodes. And you see a fuck, motherfuck, contact front. And you see shoot, fucking suppressed, damn it. It's like, the fuck you think I'm doing, Red Rider? Hawk, motherfuckers. You see, come on. It's like, fuck. You see all the soldiers are getting sniped down. It's like, come on, Josh, fucking help me here. And you see them trying to drag each other into cover. You have zip right. And you see anvils pop, smoke, and you see them tossing smoke grenades out to cover their retreat. It's like, fall fucking back. And you see them running backwards. You have Southern Sierra Nevada's Carlisle family compound. It's like, we've managed to arrest father's decline. But no matter what we do, he's not getting better. Whatever Hawk poisoned him with adapts to everything James and I do to fight it. We're out of ideas. He's going to stay like this forever until we either find a cure or until we lose this battle. She's like, can I talk to him? Bethany's like, of course. She goes in and you see him just plugged into all these machines. It's like, Daddy, I don't know what to do. The war, it isn't going well. You planned for this. I know you did. You had a plan. What do I do, Daddy? Tell me what I should do. And you see her. It's like, oh my God. And you see, it's like, we started Miss Bittner on her replacement therapy this morning. Unfortunately, she's still reacting to what's left of Hawk's various treatments in her system. On the bright side, her withdrawal symptoms are actually diminishing. And Sonia's like, not that you'd be able to tell. It's like, I'm not proud to be seen like this forever. And forever goes, we've seen each other at worst, Sonia. She goes, this is true. I heard from my sister this morning. Natasha says you evacuated her and my mother from Davos, that without what you did, Rousling would have had them. Forever's like, I didn't do it alone. She goes, it does not matter. You saved my mother and my sister. I am grateful. You see, she's throwing up again. Forever's like, I should go. I'm needed at center for briefing. I'll come back when I can. And James is like, probably best. And you see Puget Sound, Family Carlisle. I am not overstating the case when I say that losing Duluth would be catastrophic. This is a matter of supply lines as much as anything else, sir. Without Duluth, any attempt on our part to counterattack into Hawk territory will be impaired. Worse, should Hawk gain a secure port on Lake Superior, he will be able to resupply and recover in preparation for invasion. Worst case scenario has him in Denver by summer. Should that happen, it's my considered opinion that we will have lost the war. Now, I'm sorry, General, I don't understand. And who's that talking? Is that Stephen? And it forever goes, General Valeri is saying we'll be fighting the war on 3 fronts. Hawk to the west, Vasilova to the north, and either Moray or D'Souza to the south. And Jeff, so how do we secure Duluth, General? And he goes, we've identified Hawk's SAM batteries, but all attempts to secure a route to them to take them out have failed. If we can clear Hawk's air defense, we can resupply and reinforce our troops. In the meantime, he's continuing to reinforce his position in the northeast of the city. We're running out of time. And he goes, you didn't answer Mr. Cohen's question, General. And she goes, he did actually, Stephen. He's suggesting that I go to Duluth. And he goes, I'm suggesting a mission-specific, short-term deployment of the Carlisle Lazarus, yes. Normally, this would have to be authorized by your father, but as your brother is acting in his stead at the moment, the order to put Commander Carlisle in the field is his. You see Joanna sitting in the study, just watching the rain, and she sees Forever coming out of the meeting. It goes, Forever. So was that General Valeri? Nobody told me there was a briefing. I would have. Forever's like, not now, Joe. We can catch up later, okay? It's like, oh, sure. Oh, of course, later. And you see, not the man my father is. Like, no, you're not. You're better. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize this was a tender moment. It's like, Rehan, darling, be a dear and go fuck yourself off. I need to have a chat with my big brother. And you see Joanna coming in. And Stephen goes, so you're a full bitch today. And she goes, oh, please. Rehan needs to remember his place. Steven's like, he knows his place. And she goes, he's a jumped up serf who landed in your bed, Steven, not a member of this family. He goes, what do you want, Joanna? I'm a little busy at the moment. She goes, only a little? I'd have thought you'd be closer to entirely overwhelmed. What with the war and father at death's door and so many meetings. I heard Moray's coming for a visit. Is that right? Getting nervous about Hawk is kicking her ass, perhaps? And he goes, what do you want, Joe? And she goes, I want to help, but you and Forever won't let me. I tried to talk to her. You know what she did? She blew me off. She's not supposed to be able to do that, Steven. He's like, Forever's kind of busy, Joe. And she goes, and so are you, I understand. You're both overwhelmed. So tell me what I can do. Tell me what we need from Moray. I'll meet with him. I'll go to Carragher, Armitage, whoever. I'll smooth all the feathers. I'm good at that. You know I am. So unless Forever's telling you that my help isn't welcome, and I have to say, that's kind of the feeling I've been getting since you got back from the Conclave. And he goes, it's just, she thinks you have enough to do keeping your domain secure. So I understand why she would think that. But then again, she's not in charge of this family right now. You are. You see Stanford University, Family Carlisle. So yeah, for another of his wall of text lectures, Mike, it's all so outmoded. You have going on about talons and zinc fingers, and it's just archaic. So you just want to get back to talking about telomeres? Like, fuck yeah, that's where it's at. Gonna ride that longevity train all the way to being Malcolm Carlisle's personal geneticist. It's like, dream big, Diana. It's like, says the genius is already published on Cap Extension. He's like, hey, you want to maybe get lunch after lab? And he goes, I've got a meeting with Dr. Forsyth at 2, but after, sure. It's like, cool. And you see, Mr. Barrett. There you are. I've been looking for you. It's like, Dean Muir, is something wrong? It's like, oh my God. Look, this is Dr. Bethany Carlisle. Bethany, this is Michael Baird, the young man I was telling you about, and this is Diana Weaver. So, Dr. Carlisle, it's an honor. I'm sure. So, Mr. Baird, Dr. Muir shared your research on rapid in vivo prediction and response in the HLA complex with me. It's like, it's theoretical. It's like, I know. It also relates directly to a number of issues I and a colleague are wrestling with currently. Pack a bag, you leave with me in an hour. Shit. And you see in the Firebase McIntyre Duluth, you see Red. Hey, it's like Solomon. It's like sup. It's like LT wants to see you. It's like shit. You say why? It's like yeah, because LT's gonna share his shit with a private like me, probably sending us out again. So you tell him that's a stupid fucking idea, okay? And you see Lance Corporal Solomon reporting, sir. So that is incorrect, Solomon. It's like, sir, I'm sorry, sir. He goes, that is incorrect. Corporal, congratulations. Like, sir, thank you, sir. He goes, don't thank me. You earned it, blah, blah, blah. Now go get your team together and report for briefing. You're heading out again. Special assignment this time. You see, hey, excuse me. The first platoon anvils, I'm looking for Corporal Solomon. It's like, Corporal Solomon? It's like, hey, Zip, you hear that? It's like, Red got Josh's job. It's like, fucking knock it off. It's like, tell me news, asshole. It's like, who the fuck are you? It's like, Private Pineda, Jorge Pineda. It's a fucking new guy. Christ, he smells new. Which one? It's like, where's Corporal Solomon? And you see me. It's like, ma'am, I've been assigned to your fire team, Private Pineda. He's like, ma'am, I'm just getting promoted left and right today. He's like, everyone get your shit squared. We've got a briefing. He's like, we fucking just went out. He's like, and we're fucking going out again. Somebody's got to win this war, right? He's like, hope you know how to fight, new guy. They gather all their supplies and start heading out. And we have, we seriously the only team for this briefing? This is going to suck balls. It's like another push for Sam Alley. You know it is. It is. We're just going to get pushed right back. I heard Bowman saying second platoon lost 4 on recon yesterday. Like Sam Alley? It's like Hawk's got surface-to-air missile screenings, his landings on the shore of Superior. And without air, we can't do much to stop him. Doesn't change soon, we're going to get cut off, overrun. You know what Hawk does to prisoners, new guy? It's like, where's the LT? Briefing was supposed to start 5 minutes ago. First thing he does is dope you into a fucking zombie. And you hear, Lieutenant Gatanga is not conducting this briefing. I am. Forever walks in and goes, "My name is Commander Forever Carlisle. You now belong to me. Together we're going to secure Duluth and kill every last hawk son of a bitch we find." Oh, yes. All right. With that, I think I'm going to cut it off. I don't know how much is left in the rest of this collection, but oh man, with how intense those last few chapters got, I might just do another read through tomorrow to round out this collection because this shit's getting on fire now. Cannot wait. Those poor new guy. I can't even imagine. You get assigned to your first day, and the Lazarus comes in and is like, "Oh, your ass is mine now." Like, I pity the new guy. Like, hopefully he hangs around and doesn't get like killed off first thing he does. But all right, I suppose some quick thoughts before I wrap this stuff up. Most of it I commented on. Like I said way earlier in the stream, I don't know how I feel about Jonah because he is still a complete piece of shit, but I feel like we're gonna see the more human element or the humanizing elements of him, I guess we should say, when he pops up again. I think the first thought that crossed my mind was when we saw him leaving was, is he either going to be joining, whatever underground group Sister Bernadette has, or Sister Bernard has gotten into? I wonder if he's either going to join them or if he's going to be joining the Waste and joining someone else we know of. But I am curious what shape his arc is going to take and whether he was faking everything he told forever or if he was, after his treatment by Hawk, is kind of genuinely decided he needs to change the coming around to it. So that'll be an interesting kind of thing to see. I the whole like the Sister Bernard's thing turning out to be like, oh, she's meeting up with Hakeem Moray was, I did not expect that. And that just has me intensely intrigued to see what direction that's going to be going in. Because I feel like I have a couple of ideas in which direction it could go, but I'm not sure which one I'm even settled or confident on. So I'm really, really interested in that direction. I hope this is going to be a reveal of like, oh, Hakeem was just kind of playing with Forever because he wanted to get intel on Carlisle so they could eventually betray them. Because I think that would break my heart. Because, like I mentioned, I really love the romance between him and Forever. And if we found out that it was, a fake all along because he wanted to get closer to her to kind of basically pry information, that would gut me. I think that would really, really gut me. We'll see which direction that goes. I think, though, my favorite part of this collection, like, I don't want to say, I don't think bittersweet is the right word, but the part that hit me was when you had one of the Lazaruses commenting that, that all they really have is each other because being a Lazarus is such a singular experience that only someone, that's also Lazarus could only ever truly understand what it feels like, to be used as a tool or an extension of your family. I think that kind of really hit hard, and especially when he's commented like, and despite all of that, we might be forced to kill each other, in service of our family. That, oh man, that really, really hit me hard. So I have to see how that plays out and what other characterizations the other Lazari get. And you have Mista going, I really do like Solomon. She's rising up my favorite characters list. I like her attitude. Oh, I love that. I loved that entire sequence from start to finish. Like, again, it felt very, very authentic, which, again, like very few series, I think, actually managed to nail it as well as Lazarus has done so far with this. So I'm really looking forward to more of those interactions. And especially seeing her deal with Forever should be really, really good. Looking forward to that. Trying to think of if I have any other thoughts. Not much, but yeah, Hawk, honestly, like very, very much Nazi vibes coming from him with the whole Pater thing and the whole, propaganda angle. So that I really want to see that guy get his just desserts because even in a series where I'm actively rooting against a majority of the cast, like I want him taken down a peg more than I want literally everyone else to be taken down. So we'll see where that all goes. But yeah, honestly, the intrigue and everything else is starting to really build up now. Because up to this point, I think the only not even criticism I have of Lazarus, because I expected a slow burn going in. That was like the only thing I could kind of even peg it for was the fact it was such a slow burn, and we haven't really kind of gotten into the meat of it yet. So I'm excited now that we're finally kind of getting into the main conflict and everything else. So I can't wait to see where that goes. Michael commenting, I can't wait to see where this is going. Where I surf under any of the families, though, I'd be scared shitless. Yeah, honestly, this is kind of like the rock and hard place thing where it's like, all right, you kind of have to pick and choose, or like, all right, which indignity do I really want to suffer under which family, like which one would be, the most palatable to me? Because it's like, all right, under Hawk, all the drugs would probably make me enough of a zombie that I wouldn't have time to be, you know, kind of cognizant or like aware of my situation. Under Carlisle, it's kind of like, well, do I want to scrap for a living and not, be experimented on and drugged and at least keep my free will and things? It's like, yeah, honestly, it's like really rocking a hard place. It'll be interesting to see how it's going. Mr. Condit, slow burn, and right now it's about 35 chapters out of about 80 or 90. Yeah, that makes sense. So I'm not a huge slow burn stories don't really bother me as long as the characters and everything else are interesting enough to keep me invested and hooked. Because to me, that's the main draw. And so Lazarus delivers on that in spades. I have no big complaints about the slow burn story. We'll see where that goes. I think the last comment, again, something I mentioned early in the stream. I do love how complex these characters are and how it's not really easy to kind of define what their morality looks like. I think that's one of the more compelling aspects of this. And I talked about this with Jonah, but I want to comment specifically about Forever because I know in the prior videos is kind of talking about how I have mixed feelings regarding Forever as well, specifically in the vein of seeing her as a sympathetic character. Because on the one hand, I still do see her as a sympathetic character because, as Jonah kind of pointed out, she's been drugged, experimented on, trained, and taught. You know, uh, trained and taught what's expected of her and how she's been expected to be behaved, and she's been conditioned like that from ever since she was a child. So on the one hand, it's totally understandable that for it's totally understandable to sympathize with her because she is as much a victim of the system as everyone else is, you know, and she's so deeply indoctrinated that she can't really see past the borders of it and how badly she's being used and how broken the system is. So on the one hand, I'm like, yeah, I'm deeply sympathetic to her because of that. On the other hand, it's also like, yeah, but she is also still a part of the system. She is helping to propagate it and sustain it. So it's kind of like, all right, I'm waiting for that moment, which I'm kind of expecting to happen where she will finally break out of it and start rebelling. But yeah, I don't know. Just I like the complexity of the characters and the emotions I feel towards them. I feel like again, a lot of other series are very black and white with how they approach it. So I really appreciate the fact that Lazarus is really the one that kind of showcases how complex humans are. Mystic said these characters are human for better or most of the time for worse. Yeah, that is true. I think this is one of the series where that is really put on display front and center and is handled really well. Can't wait to see it. I think now I've talked long enough. Throat's starting to get dry. So thank you all for tuning into the stream. I hope you all enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm going to go through the rest of the collection, see how many chapters, pages are left, and I might end up doing another stream tomorrow. As usual, expect the One Piece stream to be out tomorrow as well. I'm going to be live streaming it probably around 11:30. So that's going to be Mountain Standard Time. So it'll be about 1:30-ish Eastern Standard Time. So look forward to that. Like I said, always enjoy your read-throughs, but I'm so glad. I mean, honestly, that's what I'm probably going to pivot this channel to be more towards, because I'll talk about this a little bit in the channel update and kind of like the welcome to the channel video, because with all the stuff that Jump's been doing lately, like I wasn't already reading that many Jump series. Like One Piece is the only one I kind of react to, and that's mostly out of spite. So I want to drop my subscription, but I know there's fans, I have other viewers and fans out there that want me to read a couple of other series. I'm going to have to think about whether I want to do that or if I want to focus my efforts more on the read-throughs, which I honestly enjoy doing a lot more as well for my channel. So I have to think about that and decide which way it's going to be going. But yeah, as always, keep the politics coming. Yeah, don't worry. It's going to be like one of the first points I talk about when I do that channel introduction video is any troll that watches it usually only gets about 10 to 15 seconds into my video before they decide they don't like it. So I want to make it very, very abundantly clear this channel will always deal with politics. It's never going to be politics free. So if anyone doesn't like that, they can feel free to jog on, because yeah, that's not going to happen. Even if it doesn't get me subscribers, like I'm never going to be one of the more popular YouTubers with like 50K views or whatever, because I'm never going to fake, not being political. So I'll just have to get used to that. But as always, thank you all for tuning in. You really all are the best. Love you all lots. Really appreciate all the support you show me, with my channel and my videos. As always, if you like my comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next time, this is Ash. Talk to you all later.